thinking about going solar, but not sure whether it's worth it for your home.
Neurology. I had turned it off. That's why I was just turning it on again. Yeah. All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. We're pleased that you're here to celebrate the achievements of our students over this past year. As you know, everybody knows, the past few years have stopped us from having our normal end of the year ceremony. So this year, we're glad to have everything finally back. We have the food, we have the people, that's all we need to celebrate. So as you all know, the RX and Visions programs are student support services TRIO grants that are funded by the United States Department of Education. We've been fortunate to have them be a part of the fabric of Mount Wachusett Community College for the past 43 years, and that's really a testament to how well students have done when they're part of the program. Before we get started, we're going to start with, so that nobody is hungry and has rumbling stomachs, we're going to get started with lunch. Angela is going to ask your tables to go one by one to the buffet at the back of the room, help yourselves, and then come back and have a seat. There's plenty of food left, so if you would like seconds, feel free to help yourself. And the cake will be cut, I think, in just a couple of minutes. So if you're ready for dessert, that is open as well. We'll get started in a couple of minutes. All right, folks. Hopefully you've all had a chance to grab something to eat. If you feel hungry again, peckish, feel free to go back. The buffet's still up there, and so is the cake. Please eat, otherwise we have to take care of this food, and there's no students on campus right now, so there's nobody else we can give it to, okay? All right, so to get started, first off, we'd like to invite our guest speaker for today to come up. Every year, the staff selects a speaker who has been a part of the programs before, and this year, that choice is Kalia Thao. Kalia joined us in the fall of 2018 and graduated in 2020, right when everything was shutting down, with a degree in human services and a GPA of 3.85. She transferred to Fitchburg State to get her bachelor's degree in human services, and we're so happy. She was one of the most engaged students I've seen during her time here, and we're so happy she's here to share her thoughts with us today. So welcome, Kalia.
Hello, everyone. I'm just going to adjust this because I'm a little short, so. All right. Well, I'm glad you're all here. Like Gaurav said, when I was graduating, we didn't get a ceremony. I think we were just planning, and then, did it get canceled? I think so, right? Yeah, so it got canceled, but it's okay. We're all here now, so congratulations. So I wanted to say hello again. My name is Kalia, and I was a 2020 COVID graduate here at Wachusett Community College. I am honored to be here today as an alumnus to welcome and congratulate those of you who may be new in the process, graduating, or guests. Before I get started, I want to thank the Visions in RX program and Wachusett Community College for the positive experience during the times of uncertainty, COVID. With so many sudden changes happening within the week of spring break 2020, the world I once knew changed entirely, as well as everyone. Though with so much going on in the transition of the virus, the college and the Visions and RX program made it realistic to stay focused on the positive and not dwell on the negatives. I remember crying on my way home when I was dismissed from work study because students were no longer able to be on campus and we would have to wait for the emails for our next steps. I had so many questions with no answers. I selfishly thought about the barriers I had to loosen to get where I was. I failed college once before because I was unmotivated. I had no direction and I didn't prioritize my work. I was drowning in schoolwork and kept quiet because I was embarrassed. I allowed temptations of instant gratification to take over my education, and I was accepting that college was not for me. I stopped trying and was okay for the bare minimum to get by. After taking some time off, I realized that I needed to go back to college and I needed to ask for help. These same thoughts came back to me as I was preparing for graduation. Am I going to slip away with no graduation only 2 months out? I quickly expected the worst. Before the new adjustments and unexpected future of the pandemic, Wachusett Community College and the Visions and RX program have been a positive educational experience, as well as during the unfolding of the unknown, unpredictable time. During my 2 years at the Mount, I have learned a lot about the dynamics of my studies in human services, the college, as well as self-growth. The outstanding support from the Visions and RX program and being a work-study student in the Academic Advising Center both gave me the ingenuity to become motivated and committed because I felt seen and heard. Anytime I had the slightest questions or concern, the faculty and staff were attentive and accessible. The Visions and RX program became a family to me. They provided me, resource that helped me navigate my next steps to get ahead, as well as enrich me in ways to enlighten me that education has endless possibilities. From the exposure of seeing many different four-year universities, educational field trips, checking up and finding solutions to help maintain a healthy work-life balance, providing opportunities to build confidence by team building or leadership groups, having accessible tutors, and lending a hand wherever it is needed, plus more. Because of all the fruitful measures that were within reach, I became more aware and found harmony between the many available opportunities. It is there. You just need to ask. Even with so much to do, I was able to maintain high honors GPA, join the Honor Society, took on student leadership, and held club officer engagements. Not only that, I was granted a few scholarships and was invited to a phenomenal trip to Washington, D.C., paid for by the Visions and RX program. Wachusett Community College not only helped me as an individual, but it made me courageous enough to help others. I was so enthusiastic about my positive experience, I wanted to share with all the students that walked through the doors of the Advising Center. That's why Smart Start and the student orientation was my favorite part of the week. Wachusett Community College and the Visions and RX program have invested in me and helped me find passion and believing in the future. By being persistent, I was awarded a full ride transfer scholarship by the Herbert Sherwin family to a public university and graduated at Fitchburg State University within one academic year. So I received my bachelor within one academic year. Thank you to all the counselors who assisted me countless times to make sure I was ahead and guided me to navigate classes that would transition smoothly into my bachelor's degree. All your hard work has not gone unnoticed because I am the reflection of your hard work. Since graduation with my bachelor's, fall of 2021, I have been taking time to unwind and start DIY projects. It's hilarious how you can shift from Target being your favorite store to Home Depot. I truly enjoy my job as a case manager, and I'm seeking to find more opportunities to give back to my community. I don't know what the future has in store for me, but I'm excited about what is yet to come. I hope to encourage you all that second chances are worthy, and you are not alone. Ask questions. If you're ever feeling small and you don't know where to start, find the fire within you that ignites your passion and pursue it without any fear, because if it fails, you'll be starting from experience. Also, be as thrilled as you were when you were so eager about making a change you couldn't sleep. Now, may you all celebrate every single win, no matter the size it may be. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kalia, for taking the time to talk to us today. We appreciate your insights. All right, we're going to get started with the special recognition section of our ceremony. Last year, the college hosted the Evening of Excellence to honor students in a variety of categories, including those who had won scholarships to honors, special achievement, curriculum awards, presidents, and dean's keys. 18 Visions and RX students were honored at this ceremony, and we're so proud of your accomplishments. We really, really appreciate it. Now, I'd like to present the names of students who've earned special recognition. For each category, please stand as I call your name, and please remain standing until the end of the category. Our first category is the RX and Visions Program Distinguished Achievers Awards. These are students who have achieved an overall GPA of 3.3 based on a minimum of 24 credits earned until the end of the fall 2022 semester. Please rise as I call your name. Vanessa Acosta, Haley Armstrong, Aylin Atkinson, Thomas Atkinson, Hannelise Bennett, Stellina Bijou, Ashley Marie Billings, Megan Boyvin, Nora Brown, Andy Burnett, Samantha Butts, Patricia Calkins, Aurora Caruthers-Gray, Jessica Carson, Maxwell Shantashak, Jordan Shignola, Sydney Comier, Ryan Cousins, Dylan Crowley, Deborah Davis, Nicole DeAngelis, Alexander DeMarco, Jill Evans, Ifunanya Ezichukwu, Amy Fasulo, Shane Fitzgerald, Matthew Frappier, Leslie Garcia, Alyssa Hardy, Christina Hills, Bridget Hutchins, Gabriella Jackson, Savannah Johnson, Chantra Kem, Alicia LeBlanc, Shailene Mitchell, Cody Mosher, Michael Mosher, Shane Muldoon, Amy Nolan, Dianara Ordonez, Gina Pastor, Jamie Person, April Pellegrino, Carolyn Pock, Nikki Ramos, Karina Rosado, Crystalline Sassino, Jeanette Serrano, Rebecca Shozy, John Stanway, Samantha Staples, Allison Swank Collins, Emily Thorogood, Alexander Townsend, Janelle Trelongo, Jason Trelongo, Brenda Velasquez, Grace Walsh, Douglas Worry, Haley Whitney, Madison Willigar, and Max Zbigowski. Congratulations all. Have a seat, guys. You're gonna have to keep standing. For the RX Distinguished Achievers, we have Renee Bluen, Marlene Boucher Ripley, Jared Chirico, Kaylee Chiarenza, Cassandra Conrad, Joshua Costa, Sage Drape, Kathleen Dwyer, Nellie Feliciano, Emily Forrest, Cheyenne Forrest, Amy Gibson, Andrea Giordano, Juliana Hagopian Breton, Jennifer Huckins Borelli, Irene Jimenez, Bismat Khan, Kelly Kilcoyne, Annalise King, Joy Kisakye, Danielle Knight, Cameron Lashane, Rachel Lucia, Esther Grace Lutu, Sarah Madrid, Lauren Matson, Nina McInnes Ramos, Catherine Medina, Francisco Montoya, Vivian Morris, Daniel Mullane, Michelle Pepin, Samantha Piragas, Carissa Popinuik, Justine Pottinger, Christina Rezdani, Nei Rijo Alvarez, Shari Rodriguez, Edward Santos, Jennifer Trentley, and Shannon Watson. Congratulations to all of you. Over the past semester, a group of Visions and RX students have participated in the TRIO Leadership Program led by Amy Mori and Angela Snyder. This program has allowed them to work on getting a better understanding of themselves and to develop their leadership skills. I would now like to invite Amy and Angela to recognize the achievements of the students who have successfully completed the program.
In the first half of the spring semester, Angela and I worked with a group of 5 students in a leadership seminar series. We used the book Dare to Lead by Brené Brown as our guide for living our values, being vulnerable, braving trust, and learning to rise. Our workshops were not a typical leadership series. We worked on digging deep, making connections, and empowering each other to lead in a way that's authentic and genuine.
I loved this program. Anybody who was there with us every week knew I was very enthusiastic about this, so it was like such a treasure for me to be able to lead this program with our amazing students. I wanted to share feedback that we received from one of our students, Nikki Ramos. Hope she's okay with us sharing this, I think so. She said about the program, "Walls fell down and glass ceilings shattered as we dove headfirst together into our deepest feelings, sharing both our highlights and struggles, both as leaders and as people. My greatest takeaway, however, was the powerful support that each and every member lent to each other in times when we needed it most. It was then that I realized that the most impactful way to leave your mark in this world is to show kindness, vulnerability, resilience, and compassion to others." I thought that was a really beautiful takeaway.
Participants, as we call your name, please come forward to get your certificate and stand over here. We're going to do a group picture really quickly. So from the RX program, we had one participant, Atiana Lancaster, who I don't think is here today.
And from the Visions program, we have Amanda Granrose, Nikki Ramos, Michelle Gerard, and Ian Plourde.
Are you taking a picture of us?
Oh, it's not me. No, absolutely.
While self-growth and achievement are a part of your college education, everybody usually starts for that one piece of paper at the end of their journey, graduation. So this year, our students will earn an amazing 104 degrees and certificates. We are so proud of what you have achieved during your time here. As I call the list of 2023 graduates, please rise as I call your name. Staff will be walking around with pins that you can use for the graduation ceremony or whenever else you are dressing formally. For the RX program graduates, we have Marlene Boucher Ripley, Jared Chirico, Christine Curtis, Andrea Giordano, Abby Haynes, Trinekes Hernandez, Jessica Holmes, Emily Jones, Danielle Knight, Rachel Lucia, Sarah Madrid, Angelica Marfisi, Lauren Matson, Shawnette McDowell, Samantha Piragas, Justine Pottinger, Tracy Redkey, and Jocelyn Straka. Everybody who needed a pin got one for the degrees? All right. For the certificates, we have Samantha Camerano, Maria Courtmanche, Nicole Flera, Iris Gonzalez, Alexis Hebert, Mumtaz Khan, Annalise King, Tiffany King, Sarah Madrid, Annie Nankap Shimi, Liliana Nunez de los Santos, Maria Ortega, Gladys Patibua, Ney Rijo Alvarez, Edward Santos, Shannon Watson, and Summer Westfield. For the Visions program, earning an associate's degree, we have Vanessa Acosta, Norma Alvarez, Ashley Marie Billings, Megan Boyvin, Samantha Butts, Patricia Calkins, Helena Carter, Maxwell Shantashak, Sydney Comier, Dylan Crowley, Kelsey Dilling, Zachary Dilling, Amy Fasulo, Shane Fitzgerald, Tiffany Fluitt, Samuel Gagnon, Leslie Gracia, Emma Hale, Ashley Ingalls, Savannah Johnson, Chantra Kem, Virginia Mahoney, Brandon Mellette, Amy Nolan, Michael Nurmi, Dayanara Ordonez, Liam Petrelli Mayers, Ian Plourde, Edwina Polanco, Dylan Quigley, Rachel Reynoso Sanchez, Anna Rivera, Amanda Robichaud, Krista Russell, Aisha Santiago, John Stanway, Alexander Townsend, Janelle Trelongo, Jason Trelongo, Brenda Velasquez, Grace Walsh, Alyssa Waterman, Sydney Whitcomb, Madison Willigar, and Max Lebowski. Earning certificates this year are Haley Armstrong, Aylin Atkinson, Taylor Borgalt, Tiana Case, Samantha Choquette, Hannah Conlon, Haley Donahue, Shannon Douglas, Ifunanya Ezichukwu, Lydia Fredette, Mina Girard, Justice Gomez, Kayla Hanlon, Kaylee Hansen, Jennifer Hemingway, Mercedes Hernandez, Christina Hills, Caitlin Kipp, Alicia LeBlanc, Michael Mosher, Gina Pastor, April Pellegrino, Carolyn Pock, and Ethan Yablonsky. Congratulations to all of our graduates and certificate holders. Has everybody gotten a pin who needed a pin? I know some people sat down before people could get to them, so. Yeah. In addition to our graduates, we also celebrate our transfer students. This year, we've had some pretty record-setting numbers moving on to four-year schools, including the University of Massachusetts Amherst and Boston, Clark University, Mount Holyoke College, Fitchburg State University, Southern New Hampshire University, Keene State College, Liberty University, Anna Maria, and our first ever international placement. We have 2 students going to Temple University in Japan for the fall semester. So congratulations to all of the students who are transferring. I'd like to invite Sarah Pinchton to read the names and recognize the students. You will also receive pins, so stay standing until you get one.
Hey, everybody. Norma Alvarez, Haley Armstrong, Ashley Billings, Megan Boyven, Patricia Kelkins, Helena Carter, Sydney Comier, Hannah Conlon, Tiffany Flewitt, Samuel Gagnon, Owen Gaspar, Ian Gerard. Thank you. Bridget Hutchins, Ashley Ingalls, Chandra Kem, Amy Nolan, Michael Narmi, Dianara Ordonez, April Pellegrino, Liam Petrelli-Myers, Ian Plord, Edwina Polanco, Dylan Quigley, John Stanway, Alexander Townsend, Jason Trelongo, Janelle Trelongo, Brenda Velasquez, Grace Walsh, Doug Worry, Cassie Wenning, Sydney Whitcomb, Madison Willigar, Ethan Yablonski, Max Zibikowski. And for RX, Nicole Flera, Andrea Giordano, Rachel Lucia, Samantha Piragagis. Yep, yep. So I'm sorry. Are you here?
Thank you, Sarah. Next up, we have our Achievement Awards. These Achievement Awards acknowledge the merit of RX and Visions participants who in their own special way have set a positive example for other students. To be considered for these awards, students must have maintained satisfactory academic progress and have a minimum of 1 year's participation in the program. As I call your name, please come up to the podium to receive your certificate and then stand in front of the backdrop to have a picture taken. First up, we have our Progress Awards. These awards honor students who have been especially successful in overcoming significant obstacles in the pursuit of their education and have shown remarkable progress. This year, the awards go to Joanne Calhoun, Dylan Crowley, Kelly Culkeen, Jen Dintino Santo, Mina Gerard, Amanda Grandrus, Emma Hale, Emma Hale, Drew Hallisey, Kaylee Hansen, Michael Hidalgo, Christina Hills, Letitia Johnson, Emily Corey, Michael Lanosa, Mandy Limbaugh, Juan Mendoza, Amy Nolan, Adriana Porter-Marr, Tyler Robar, Alexander Townsend, Sydney Whitcomb, and Terrell Woodson. Corey. Okay, I'll start All right. For the RX program, we have Jasmine Benavides, Matthew Bernard, Samantha Camerano, Kathleen Carvalho, Maria Courtmanche, Ketanide Edmond, Samantha Gibson, Trinekas Hernandez, Angelica Marfisi, Paige Milkman, Clara Noguera, Liliana Nunez de los Santos, Tracy Redkey, Shari Rodriguez, and Lisa Marie White. Next, we have our Initiative and Pride Awards. This award is presented to students who have demonstrated their exceptional motivation to succeed. They understand the importance of maintaining a positive attitude, they refuse to be deterred by temporary setbacks, and they have clear goals and take the initiative in achieving them. The recipients of this year's Initiative and Pride Awards are, for the Visions program, Noel Abreu, Aylin Atkinson, Ashley Marie Billings, Samantha Butts, Patricia Calkins, Chelsea Kamir, Jordan Shignola, Aliyah Del Toro, Jamie Demers, Shane Fitzgerald, Benjamin Ford, Michelle Girard, Jennifer Hemingway, Mercedes Hollingsworth, Gabriella Jackson, Justina Johnson, Aneha Jones-Graham, Alicia LeBlanc, Shailene Mitchell, Shane Muldoon, Megan Partridge, Jamie Pearson, Ian Plord, Rebecca Shozy, David Sampson, Elizabeth St. Cyr, Mia Valdez, Sanjay Vyas, Grace Walsh, and Gerald Wish. All right, now act like friends and get together. Our last section of our awards are our achievement awards. Each year, the college presents these awards and scholarships to recognize the achievement of students who best exemplify the qualities that make for personal and academic excellence, a positive attitude, hard work, and the willingness to seek assistance and support to achieve their highest potential. This year's RX and Visions Awards for continuing students will be presented by Elena Lucetti, Stephanie Chansey, and Angela Snyder. President Vanderhoeven will then present the President's Awards for students who are graduating or transferring to four-year institutions. All right, my bad. All right, Progress Awards for RX students. Let's do this again, rewind. Jasmine Benavides. No, what are they? All right. See, this is how I look when I get flustered, so all right. If I wasn't brown, I'd be red right now, so. Lauren Allard, Tatiana Andrade, Brianna Blake, Melissa Fitzgerald, Emily Forrest, Alexis Hebert, Leanna Lampron, Atiana Lancaster, Francisco Montoya, Gladys Patibois, Carissa Popiniewicz, Jennifer Thurlow, and Shannon Watson. All right. Elena? Yes.
All right. Thank you. It is my honor to honor Cassandra Conrad today for the 2023 RX Award. To adequately tell Cassandra's story and how much she has overcome, we're going to flash back before her time at the Mount. Even though I've known Cassandra for almost 5 years, this story was new to me and came as an absolute shock. In 2008, Cassandra was electrocuted and left bedridden for 4 years. She was confined to her bed in her home. The doctors told her she was never going to live a normal life. But one day, something clicked, and Cassandra said, "Watch me." Flash forward to now, Cassandra is healthy and runs 5Ks for fun. It's not hard to imagine the hard work and determination required to overcome such a life-challenging hurdle. Believe me when I tell you, this is the tip of the iceberg when it comes to her grit and resilience. Let's flash back again when Cassandra's late husband was navigating a terminal cancer diagnosis. Cassandra acted as his caregiver and was often the only one he trusted with his treatments. This helped Cassandra to learn about herself and as a person, and to learn about the qualities and skills it takes to be a good nurse, and solidified her decision to choose this as a career. After he passed, even though she was considered a non-traditional student and felt older than her peers, she decided to take the leap of faith and started the 2-year journey of completing the prerequisites for the nursing program. Flash forward to 2021, Cassandra was accepted and began the RN program. She was a natural. She earned a B minus her first semester, and everyone knows a B in the nursing program is like an A anywhere else. Midway through the second semester, Cassandra was diagnosed with COVID. After experiencing prolonged symptoms of extreme fatigue, brain fog, and difficulty concentrating, she was diagnosed with long COVID. Her test average suffered in one of her classes, and she pretty much knew it wasn't going to be it for her. Her test average was not high enough for her to continue in the program. Rather than quit, she chose to continue both of her classes. Even though she came extremely close, she did wind up earning a C in pediatrics. That meant that she was out of the program and would need to reapply the next year. Of course, this was devastating. This hurdle almost became too much for her to continue. While she could have given up, and a lot of people would have, with the support of her family, her fiance, she decided to persevere. She was readmitted this fall to the nursing program and finished strong with a B+. Cassandra's final message to you is to never give up. Don't let anybody tell you you can't do something. And a reminder, nothing worthwhile is ever easy. Her story is one of grit and resilience. Cassandra is a role model to all, and we are honored to present you with a 2023 RX Award.
Hello, everyone. Today I have the honor and privilege of presenting the First Visions Award to Thomas Atkinson. Thomas was born and raised in Gardner, Mass., and he actually began his educational journey right here on MWCC's campus at the Garrison Center. He sailed through the Gardner public school system, admitting he often did the bare minimum and mostly focused on his friends and fitting in. Thomas is a car guy. A '69 Dodge Charger is his dream car, although a Subaru WRX will do for now. When he graduated high school, he followed his passion, and he moved to Pennsylvania to pursue an associate's degree in automotive technology. After receiving his degree, he became a mechanic and spent his days doing backbreaking labor. Although cars are a passion of his, the backbreaking labor was not ideal, and he did not find it fulfilling. During this time, Thomas began using drugs more frequently and became dependent on them. This was not the life Thomas had imagined for himself. He reached a point where he recognized that he needed and wanted a major change in his life. Thomas entered treatment about 3 years ago, and every day since he has committed to continuing the work necessary to remain substance-free. Thomas said that this experience brought clarity and set him on the trajectory he's on today. Today, Thomas works as a full-time transportation operations supervisor at a treatment center for drugs and alcohol while attending school full-time. Through his work, he has realized how fulfilling it is to help others. This is what initially brought him to the Mount to pursue a degree in human services. But after enjoying a lecture on the history of sociology, Thomas realized he wanted to study history and education and become a high school history teacher. Thomas remembers that many of his history classes were boring. He plans to make history exciting and interesting for his students, and we know all his future students will be very lucky to have them as his teacher. Thomas said that he's taking a different approach now as he is committed to making his life better. This is evident to everyone in the Visions program. He's clearly dedicated to his academics, as evidenced by his 3.46 GPA, but he has also allowed himself to lean into the support of the Visions program. He shows commitment to advising appointments, preparing for transfer, and being proactive about tutoring, and attending all sessions. Through all his hard work and busy schedule, Thomas maintains a positive attitude and spreads this positivity to others. A favorite advising moment with Thomas includes trying to figure out just how much dinosaur content would be in the paleontology course, because that was an important factor for him. And the update is it's not that much, fortunately. When Thomas received the phone call notifying him of this award, he thought it was fake until he verified it with Paula during tutoring. It was upsetting to me to hear that Thomas does not think he's ever received an award before, because Thomas, you're so deserving. In fact, Thomas's future is so bright, just a few weeks ago, he was actually wearing sunglasses in my office. And today, we are celebrating how you are making your life better, all your accomplishments so far, and the incredible future you have created for yourself. Congratulations.
Hi, everyone. Welcome and congratulations to all the winners. I wanted to make sure I mentioned that. I see so many beautiful faces in this room, and you've all done amazing things, and we're so happy to celebrate you all today. So thanks for coming. It is my absolute honor to recognize our Second Visions Award winner today, and I'm going to do my best not to cry, Nikki Ramos. You have been such an inspiration to me, and I'm sure so many others here in this room, and I'm just tickled pink to be able to celebrate you today. Can you imagine waiting 18 years to pursue college, only to be stricken with a life-changing diagnosis mere weeks before classes were starting to begin? That's exactly what happened to our Visions Award winner, Nikki Ramos. I'd like to read an excerpt from her writing here because I really think she says it best. A month after I was accepted to MWCC and shortly before classes were set to begin, my vision started to become blurry. When I went to the ophthalmologist, they said, "You need to see a neurologist." I soon became unbalanced when I walked. Heavy bricks replaced what were once my ever-moving legs. I had massive headaches that shot down my spine like a bullet soaring towards its target. Once eloquent and detailed speech was incomprehensible to those around me. Things came to a grinding halt when I started to have cognitive decline. Soon after that, Nikki was hospitalized and later diagnosed with central nervous system lupus, the most aggressive case that her doctors had ever seen. The treatment options available are quite intrusive, the side effects of which can be debilitating on their own. With treatment set to begin shortly before classes and unaware of how her body would react to these strong chemotherapy drugs, she made the difficult decision to reduce her course load in order to focus on her healing. Not only did she have to grapple with the mental and emotional stress of beginning her college education, she now had to figure out how to do it without her full vision and limited mobility. In short, she had to relearn how to learn. She tackled that first semester with the utmost attention and dedication. She moved quickly to get the proper accommodations in place and soon learned the ropes. She became her own best advocate. Not only has she taken advantage of every support that she's been offered, expertly navigating her way into several student support programs, but she has also become involved with several student clubs and organizations on campus. Nikki holds an elected position in 2 student organizations. She's the treasurer of the Student Government Association and the co-president of Delta Alpha Pi. She's probably in more, to be honest with you. I'm probably missing some things. She's all over the place, but in like the best way, right? Nikki has also been a member of the Saga Club and has even had articles published in the Mount Observer. While she may have taken things a bit slower in terms of her course load that first semester, Nikki has certainly never slowed down since. She quickly realized that her education was a welcome distraction from her ongoing health saga. She dove headfirst into her coursework and has continued to increase the number of credits that she's taken each semester and has maintained a 4.0 while doing it. And I'm happy to report that even includes this semester. She gave me the update this morning, so congratulations, Nikki. And that is no easy task, let me tell you. She is the kind of student that is just consistently ahead of the game. She's always ahead on assignments, deadlines, projects, whatever the case may be. Choosing her classes has been no different. She's pretty much had her education plan mapped out since day one, making my job very easy. But what I find most impressive and worth mentioning here is the way that she always goes the extra mile to communicate with her professors before the start of the semester to ensure that all of the materials being used in the class will be supported by her accommodation software. Her self-advocacy skills have skyrocketed during her time here at the Mount, and it has been so fun to watch. Perhaps what I have loved most about my time with Nikki has been watching her grow into herself as a human. She started off unsure of herself and needing a lot of reassurance, and now she's blossomed into such a powerful advocate for herself and others on the autism spectrum, as well as people with disabilities. Her time here at the Mount has really allowed her to become comfortable with who she is in a way that she hasn't been able to accept before. By her own account, she reports that the Mount is the first place that she has felt not only comfortable, but welcomed as her whole authentic self, which I think is like the nicest compliment ever for everyone at the Mount, right? Where she used to hide certain things about herself, she has now stepped into her power and proudly shares all of the beautiful aspects of her personality that make her who she is. Addressing her ASD and disabilities from an empowered perspective has allowed her to develop into an influential advocate for others who are often left without a voice. I can definitively say that having the honor to work alongside this force of a human being and watch this transformation unfold has been one of the most meaningful experiences of my time here. I am immensely grateful Nikki has trusted me to be her advisor during these important years. It has been my absolute pleasure and honor to support Nikki and witness her rise as she flourishes through her educational journey here at MWCC. Nikki, congratulations on being named this year's Visions Award recipient. You are a true inspiration.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jim Vanderhoeven, and I'm the president of Mount Wachusett Community College, and it's a great honor to be here, back here in person with all of you to recognize your accomplishments and the awards that are being given today, and very well deserved. Before I present the 3 President's Awards, I would like to just say a couple of quick things. I'd like to ask Kalia to stand one more time. Kalia, your experience was phenomenal, and thank you so much for coming back here today to share it with our graduates. Let's give Kalia another round of applause. Thank you. Every once in a while, I get reminders of what those early weeks of COVID were like, and they were incredibly painful, mostly because we were at the point in the year that where we were. It was, March. And we were getting ready for all of these end-of-the-year celebrations, and every single day I felt like I had to cancel yet another one. It was easily the most painful time of my professional career, and so it's great that at least now we're finally back in person to be celebrating these. So thank you again for your words and for your success. Congratulations. I also want to say, Angela just mentioned something in relation to Nikki. You said that she needed reassurance at the beginning, right? And we all need reassurance every now and then. But I would like to ask every single one of you who's had their name called out today for an award, recognition that you're going to be graduating, I'd like each and every one of you to stand up just for one moment. Take a look around the room. Okay, you can sit back down. Every single person in this room needed reassurance at one point in time, right? I'd be skeptical if you were to say otherwise, because I've never met anyone who has gotten through to this point in their academic career without needing some reassurance. But I have a homework assignment for you all. You have demonstrated to me, to your faculty, and to your staff that you can and did do this. You were successful in this effort. No matter what obstacles you had to overcome, no matter what challenges you faced, you made it to this point. So your homework is now to become the individual that provides that reassurance for others. To have those conversations with colleagues, with friends, with future students, with your loved ones, with anyone you know who is beginning the incredible challenge of seeking additional education. You now are in the position to provide that reassurance so that they know that they can overcome whatever obstacles and challenges that they're going to face in order to be successful. Will you do that? Awesome. Thank you. I would also, one more thing before I move on, one more thing. I would like to ask all of the staff, Gaurav, your entire team, everyone who works in the Trio Vision RX programs to come up here just for a moment. Yep, right in front of everyone. They're working their way from behind the scenes to within the scenes to the front of the scenes. The goal of this team over the last few years has been to provide every opportunity that they can in order for you to be successful. And I am so proud, especially given the challenges that our teams have had to overcome in order to just do their jobs over the last few years. Are we in person? Are we remote? Do we need to do something via Zoom? Do we, what is going on? Kalia, you mentioned you're just waiting for that next email, right? What's the next email going to say? This team up here has remained completely dedicated to your success. And I'd just like to have everyone recognize their accomplishments today as well. Thank you. Look at that. Well deserved. Okay, you can go back to work now. Thank you for that. And I appreciate you giving me just a moment before I give these incredible awards. A lot of people work very, very hard on these projects, and I just want to make sure that they're recognized for that, so thank you. Our first Visions President's Award goes to Dayanara Ordonez. Dayanara, can you come up here? Is Dayanara? Oh, here she comes. I'm doing this a little bit different than the other presentations because I think that you should stand up here and see everyone looking at you. Because that then means that only half of them will be looking at me. No, I'm just kidding. Day Ordonez has overcome the odds, and she has a remarkable story. Day started studying business administration at the Mount in the fall of 2021 as the first person in her family to attend college. Fresh out of high school, she was working full-time, registered in full-time classes, and an active caretaker for family. She was taking on a lot and wasn't sure what she was getting herself into, but assumed she'd figure it out along the way. Day did know that she'd need help navigating unfamiliar territory on her own and connected early with the Visions program. She asked for help in getting books for her first semester and from there scheduled regular check-ins to keep track of progress and stay on top of things. Usually nervous about what she was doing. Late in her first semester, Day reached out in a panic, certain that she was failing her accounting class. After multiple meetings with her advisor and instructor, she eventually believed their efforts to convince her that she was passing, and she finished the semester with a C in the course and a 3.5 GPA overall. Day insisted on retaking the accounting in person this time, not to boost her GPA, but because she wanted to make sure that she had learned from mistakes. Day's life and schedule did not allow for an 8 a.m. on-campus course, but she found a way to make it work because she was committed to her education. By the end of her first year, Day's nervous meetings with advisors became meetings she was running, insisting on demonstrating how well she was doing in her classes and how on top of things she was. And she began finding time to attend virtual seminars and events through the Visions program. Outside of school, Day took on more in her personal life. She developed social media campaigns promoting nightclubs and other business ventures in Gardner and Fitchburg, began a career as a lash tech, and was promoted at her primary job. Day was making it all happen, and then it got harder. In the fall of 2022, Day's family was facing eviction and unstable housing. While Day's family speaks English, navigating legal notices and complex documents outside of their native Spanish is difficult and anxiety-provoking. So Day added translator, advocate, and negotiator to her list of duties as she aided her family through the process and fought to be able to stay in place. When it became clear the move was unavoidable, Day took on a second job delivering pizzas so her family could make first, last, and security at the new apartment. She would work 8 to 5 at her regular job and then 6 to 10 at her second job, fitting in schoolwork wherever she could. Day became a Friday morning regular in the TRIO office that semester, checking in after her one in-person class before running to work, often bringing new students she thought might benefit from the support of the program. Day never let on that there were any problems or additional stress in her personal life and stayed focused on her long-term goals. Day is graduating from the Mount with a 3.27 GPA as a Commonwealth Honors Program Scholar and will transfer to Fitchburg State University in the fall as a participant in the Commonwealth Commitment, where she plans to continue studying business and entrepreneurship. If you ask Day how she manages to stay on top of everything, she can't answer you, but says it's important to remind herself every day of her goals and to surround yourself with people who want you to succeed. Day plans to run multiple businesses when she is done with her education, but we actually think that she's going to run the world. Congratulations, Day. Our second Visions President's Award goes to Max Zbikowski. Max, come on up. I like President bombing your tours. When you're giving, when he gives tours of the campus, I always kind of come in and sneak myself in. All right. Max is a model Mount student and a model Visions program student. He started at MWCC in the fall of 2021 when pandemic restrictions were still in full force, but he immediately became an active and enthusiastic participant in the community. Max utilizes the services available to him in that first semester, including tutoring and academic advising, and was a regular at Virtual Visions programs events. You could rely on him to put in effort to connect with his peers and to show up to every advising session or check-in meeting prepared with questions and a plan. Max was making it all look easy. However, it hasn't been easy for Max. The transition to college schedule was difficult, and time and assignment management were true difficulties. Max began his first semester struggling to focus and prioritize in a largely remote environment, spending hours upon hours on schoolwork and not making the progress he wanted. Being the resilient and determined person he is, Max didn't give up, though it would have been easy to do so. He reached out for help and was able to develop strategies that worked for him. Max found that working in the library was the best place for him to focus and would often stay until the librarian turned the lights off in the evening. He was truly committed. Having found his stride by the end of Max's first year, he had earned a 3.96 GPA with a full-time course load, participated in the TRIO Leaders program, became a student ambassador, and taken on a job as a lifeguard at Mount Fitness. These are impressive accomplishments for anyone in any circumstances, but Max has been doing this on hard mode as he faces significant medical issues that affected him since birth. Max was born with a cleft palate and diagnosed with Pierre-Robin syndrome, causing him to spend much of the first year of his life in Boston Children's Hospital, undergoing procedures and surgeries. The medical anomalies kept coming as it was discovered that Max also has digestive, regulatory, and allergy issues that caused him to need a feeding tube that he continues to live with as his main source of nutrition. To name some more, Max also lives with dysautonomia, which leaves him unable to regulate basic body functions like blood pressure and temperature. To say Max has overcome obstacles to reach his goals would be an understatement. Balancing a full-time course load, campus activities, and regular appointments with 11 medical specialties is truly its own skill. To make it work, Max has often snuck away to quiet study rooms in the library to take a telehealth appointment or juggle priorities and commitments to be able to show up for himself and others. As Max gained experience managing everything, he has become more comfortable. This year, he has increased his course load, interacted with more friends in the student center, and been able to explore different career and major options. When reflecting on the past 2 years, Max says, "Don't let a problem hold you back or block your view of your dream. If you keep pushing with a little help, you'll be able to overcome it and see that dream realized." Max is graduating from the Mount this August and has maintained his 3.95 GPA. He won a statewide MEOA scholarship this past fall and was awarded the History and Political Science Program Award. He is transferring to Fitchburg State University in the fall, where he will continue to study history and political science, with the current goal of attending law school, and then after that, becoming president of Mount Wachusett. Wait a minute, what? What did you say? Hey now, no. Congratulations, Max. All right. This year's RX President's Award goes to Andrea Giordano. Andrea? All right. There are times that students who are chosen for awards are the ones that are outgoing and extroverted, the ones that attend every event and participate on every committee. This year's recipient of the President's Award is a quiet and consistent student who commented on how surprised she was to be chosen. Andrea is an active student in the RX program and will be pinned later this week as a new registered nurse. I can't wait for that. As a high school student, Andrea always knew she wanted to work in healthcare. Her initial goal was to become a veterinarian, but she decided that nursing would be more realistic and attainable. She had taken a CNA course during her time at Leominster High and felt it was a good starting point. However, she knew that financially, college was out of reach, and she made the decision to join the Air Force. Andrea knew that if she served at least 4 years in the military, that she would receive significant financial benefits to help cover the cost of the college. She ended up serving 6 years as an aircraft mechanic in Minot, North Dakota. It was there that she met her husband, who hails from Texas, and after they both left the Air Force, they moved back to Andrea's hometown. Upon their return, Andrea applied to the nursing program at Fitchburg State, but they do not accept transfer students into their traditional Bachelor's of Science nursing degree. The next best option was right here at Mount Wachusett Community College. She enrolled in the fall of 2019 and joined the RX program from the start. She specifically mentioned using tutoring for math and how beneficial that support had been to her. She had been out of high school for 6 years and was nervous about taking college classes like math and science. As a result of Andrea's dedication, she had earned a 4.0 in the prerequisite classes before applying to the RN program. That is amazing. Over the past 2 years of nursing school, Andrea admits that she had tunnel vision, that she forces herself to not think about everything she's missing while studying. The TV shows she can't binge watch, the books she can't read, the invites that she has to decline, and the time with family and friends that she's missed. But she also says that all of her hard work is worth it, and it has paid off. She is planning to transfer to Fitchburg State to complete the RN to BSN, and she already has a job offer from Bay State Medical working in their ICU. Congratulations. There are so many words that can be used to describe Andrea. Diligent, attentive, focused, introspective, and motivated all come to mind. Andrea has dealt with some challenges with confidence and anxiety while in school, and she addresses them practically while reminding herself of her ultimate goals. Andrea has already shown herself to be cool, calm, and collected, and with those traits, she will be an incredible nurse at someone's bedside. Andrea, congratulations on your accomplishments and graduation from the Mount. The whole community is proud of you. Congratulations. In closing, I just want to say thank you again and congratulations to all of our recipients. You've all worked very hard. It's a good reminder of how many challenges and things that we've had to overcome over the last couple of years. But it was an honor to be here to meet with you all this afternoon, and I'll turn it back over to Gaurav. Thank you all very much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jim. Thank you all for being so patient. We're almost at the end. As we celebrate the accomplishments of our students, we would be remiss if we did not take the time to acknowledge the staff, faculty, and administrators at Mount Wachusett Community College, without whose support the RX and Visions program would not be able to serve our students. In particular, I would like to thank the administrators and staff who are instrumental in our work. President Vanderhoeven, John Eisler, Vice President of Academic Affairs, Jason Zaleski, who is an ever-present support to the programs back there, our Vice President of Student Affairs, our deans, Margaret Gillette, Lori Ochipinti, Veronica Guay, Kim Shea, and Missy Sargent, as well as all the faculty who teach our classes and support our students over the course of the year. I'd also like to appreciate all of the staff who make the RX and Visions program what they are, and who are the ones who make the real difference when the rubber meets the road. Amy Mori, Alina Lucetti, Sarah Pinchton, Stephanie Chansey, Angela Snyder, Lauren Clifford, Gloria Correa, our tutors Margaret, Paula, Sarah, Leah, Danielle, Lorna, and Kevin, and Kathy Wiley, who's our newest member of staff. Thank you all for all of your hard work this year. This is also bittersweet because Angela is leaving us this semester. She started with us right as the pandemic started, and she ended it, and she ending her tenure right as this week the pandemic has formally ended. Angela, is there a connection I should know about? No. Thank you for everything, Angela. But ultimately, none of this would be possible without you, our students. We exist because you exist, and you participate in the programs. As JFK said, success has many fathers, but failure is an orphan. It takes courage to acknowledge your weaknesses. We want you to know how much we appreciate the privilege of being allowed into your lives, to know about the challenges you're facing, the things you feel vulnerable about, your struggles, and also your successes. The fortitude that you show in dealing with adversity is truly inspiring. Whether or not you've been formally recognized today, you've all made it to the end of another year, and you all deserve a round of applause for getting here. For those of you graduating and transferring, we wish you the best of luck and our wishes for a great future. Come back and talk to us, and eventually you'll get invited to talk at one of these ceremonies again. And for our returning students, we're open all summer. You know where to find us. Come see us. We love seeing you, all right? There's plenty of food back there. I think there's still some cake with people's names on it if you haven't eaten it yet. Help yourselves, and thank you so much for joining us today.